Hello and welcome to this special broadcast. Who will win Assam? Exit Polls 2021 with me, Wasbir Hussain. I have an eminent panel tonight. Swapnanil Barua, Vice President of Assam BJP, Congress spokesman Netraranjan Chaudhary, Silchar MP and BJP leader Dr. Rajdeep Roy, Assam Jatiya Parishad spokesman Amrit Khatoniar, AIUDF spokesman Champak Kalita, Professor Rajiv Hendik from Guwahati University, Professor Prasenjit Biswas from Northeastern Hill University, a well-known commentator, and Professor Jaideep Biswas joining me from Silchar. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Well, the exit polls for the just concluded Assam Assembly elections have generally predicted a win for the BJP. While the CNX Republic TV exit polls as well as India Today Axis exit polls have given a clear verdict or clear projection in favor of the NDA, that is the BJP-led alliance. Other exit polls like today's Chanakya, ABP C voter, P-Mark have given a projection that projects basically a keen contest between the two formations, the BJP-led alliance and the Congress-led Mahajot. All in all, it is a keenly contested battle if the projections of these exit polls are any indication. Now, as I have said, let's take a look at the CNX Republic seat projection. They have projected 74 to 84 seats for the NDA. They have also projected 40 to 50 seats for the Congress-led Mahajot and 1 to 3 seats for others. And the party-wise projection as far as the CNX Republic TV exit polls is BJP 60 to 66 seats, AGP 10 to 14 seats, UPPL 3 to 5 seats. That is the one formation of the BJP-led alliance. Congress, they have projected 26 to 28 seats, AIUDF 11 to 13 seats, BPF 5 to 7 seats, and others 1 to 3 seats. That's the projection of the CNX Republic TV exit polls. Let me once again say the CNX Republic TV exit polls, NDA 74 to 84 seats, Congress plus 40 to 50 seats and others 1 to 3 seats. Now let's quickly go to that India Today Axis My India exit polls. It has projected the BJP and alliance to get about 75 to 85 seats, between 75 to 85 seats, Congress between 40 to 50 seats, others between 1 to 4 seats. That is as far as the India Today Axis. Now, ABP C voter, they had projected BJP plus 58 to 71 seats, Congress plus 53 to 66 seats, others 0 to 5 seats. That is ABP C voter polls. Once again, let me tell you, ABP C voter polls, they have given the NDA 58 to 71 seats, Congress plus 53 to 66 seats, others 0 to 5 seats. That is the ABP C voter. Now, if we go to today's Chanakya, that is today's Chanakya has given the BJP plus, BJP and its alliance 61 to 79 seats, Congress plus 47 to 65 seats, others 0 to 3 seats. That is today's Chanakya. Today's Chanakya again gives anything can happen if we have to go by today's Chanakya polls, because the magic figure in the Assam Assembly comprises 126 members is 64. So they have given 61 to 79 seats to the NDA, a clear lead of course, and the Congress is also not far behind with 47 to 65 seats. That is the today's Chanakya. And again we have P-Mark, BJP 62 to 70 seats, that is P-Mark, 62 to 70 seats to the BJP, Congress 56 to 64 seats and others 0 to 4 seats. We will soon give you the poll of polls, but on the whole, this is the projections. On the whole, BJP having a lead, a clear lead according to CNX Republics and India Today Axis, but coming close according to today's Chanakya, ABP C voter and P-Mark. We are of course waiting for a few more exit polls. Now let me turn to our panelist, Dr. Rajdeep Roy in Silchar, Member of Parliament. Dr. Rajdeep Roy, your first reactions on these exit polls, it's a mixed kind of a projection. Clear verdict in favor of the BJP and alliance by Republican India Today, CNX Republican India Today axis, but closely fought projection by ABP C voter, today's Chanakya and P Mark. Rajdeep Roy.
Connection gone.
Okay, connection is not there. Swapnil Barua, first reactions.
Yes. Well, I think it has gone on the predicted lines. We have been expecting anything between the range of 75 to 85. And I think most of that has gone in our favor as we had been expecting. And although the other ones have showed very little, I think they have not interviewed the right people. That's the only conclusion I can draw. But all said and done, where if you go for a poll of polls, I think one thing will be evident, that nowhere does it say that Congress and the alliance has any chance of forming government. And if any government has to be formed, it will be formed the BJP, and firmly it will be in the saddle of power and run the state in this critical juncture.
Okay.
That is the first
All
reactions, if you ask me.
All right,
I draw from the
on predictable lines, that's what BJP Vice President of Assam, Swapnil Barua, is saying. If I can go to Dr. Rajdeep Roy, BJP MP. Okay. We are still to get through to Rajdeep Roy. So, Netra Ranjan Chaudhary, Congress spokesman. Netra Ranjan Chaudhary, several exit polls have given a very clear-cut projection in favor of the NDA. But in all the projections, in all the exit polls, the Congress is way behind the BJP. Your reactions?
It's a statistical interest. And,
Increase the volume.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Increase the volume.
Well, definitely, this is an statistical interest, and of course, even if in the different polls as they are doing these predictions is also sort of like divided. But yes, they have given their calculations. We will see how far it is and what is the margin of error on 2nd of May.
Are you surprised at the predictions? Do you accept the predictions? Every prediction has given a clear lead to the BJP.
Well, actually, this, as I think this is, it's like excitement for people, but then the reality could be far away from what's in the ground. Because if you see historically also, maybe in 2004 elections, Lok Sabha elections, or maybe 2015 Bihar elections, predictions will be wrong. It's not like that they are giving BJP upper hand. Even if it comes, giving the Congress plus also use, positive news, then also perhaps our reaction will be same. So we are just, fingers crossed till the second
Fingers crossed. That is the Congress reaction, fingers crossed. Won't like to make a specific comment. Wait for May 2. I don't know whether I'm connected to Rajdeep Roy. Okay, I have to please tell me if the guests are connected. Dr. Rajdeep Roy, BJP MP from Silchar, Dr. Rajdeep Roy, most of the predictions, Republic and India Today projections in Republic CNX, India Today axis given a clear lead to the BJP-led alliance, whereas ABP-C voter today Chanakya P Mark, I'm told we are also getting the Times Now C voter exit polls. Before I ask you the question, let's take a look at the Times Now exit poll. Okay, let's look at the Times Now exit polls. Yes, that is the Times Now C voter exit poll. They have given NDA 65, Congress Alliance 59, others 2. So it's pretty close, 65 and 59. Now, Dr. Rajdeep Roy, BJP ahead, but Congress not far behind.
I've gone through all the exit polls and all, except the one that you spoke about last, that is the Times one. But I am sure when counting start on 2nd May morning, we will be having a clear lead that has been reflected in all the exit poll. I am 100% sure because based on the performance of our government in the last 5 years,
Yeah.
and based on the work done by our karyakartas all across the state, it is almost sure that Bharatiya Janata Party led NDA government is coming to power in Assam for a second consecutive term. And it is of course, it is giving me great pleasure in seeing the numbers.
Okay.
But I will not jump the gun at this stage. I will not jump the gun, but I am sure we will do better result than this maybe.
Right. चंपक कलिता जी, AIUDF स्पोक्समैन चंपक कलिता, आपने पिछले जो इलेक्शंस था असम में, उसमें AIUDF और कांग्रेस ने अलग अलग से कॉन्टेस्ट किया था, आपका वोट स्प्लिट हो जाता था. इस बार आपने महाजोत में आए. नाउ द पॉइंट इज, फिर भी आपको 11 से 13 सीट का प्रोजेक्शन दिखा रहा है CNX रिपब्लिक का प्रोजेक्शन में. तो आर यू सेटिस्फाइड? बिकॉज आपने 2016 में भी आपने 13 ही सीट जीता था. 13 सीट्स यू हैड वोन इन 2016. डज दिस प्रोजेक्शंस एक्सपेक्टेड लाइंस? आप आर यू सरप्राइज्ड? क्या बोलेंगे?
हम सरप्राइज है. देखिए, ये हम लोग का आशानुरूप नहीं है. जो हम लोग का फीडबैक है, जो हम लोग का अपना एनालिसिस है, इससे AIUDF को मिनिमम 16 सीट मिलना चाहिए और गठबंधन को एकदम मिनिमम 68 सीट मिलना चाहिए. इसीलिए ये जो इंडिकेशन आ रहा है, इसीलिए ये हम लोग को अब हम चाहेंगे कि ये हम लोग के लिए शॉकिंग है और इसलिए हम लोग 2 मई तक प्रतीक्षा करना चाहेंगे.
So initial reaction from the AIUDF, which is the major alliance partner of the Congress at Mahadot, is shocking because this is not an expected lines. They were expecting much more, but they will wait for the 2nd of May, obviously. Now let me take one more political reaction and then I'll go to my non-political panelist. I'm coming back to you once again, Dr. Rajdeep Roy. Let me go to Mr. Amrit Khataniar, the spokesperson of the Assam Jatiya Parishad. Mr. Amrit Khataniar, all the projections have made it very clear. Others between 1 to 4 seats only, or between 1 to 4 seats, and 1 to 4 seats or 0 to 5 seats. That is the tally. That is the tally projected for others, which includes your party. That is the Assam Jatiya Parishad. That means the 2 new regional parties on expected lines contested the battle, contested the elections to make a presence felt, but not converted into big wins, not converted into votes. That is the story originating or emanating from the exit polls.
No, basically, Wasbir, the exit poll, whatever has been projected, if you see, there is a wide gap. There is a wide gap between the minimum, maximum, and the various parties. I am not convinced with the exit poll. It's not that. They are giving 0 to 5, 0 to 1, 0 to 3, 4, whatever it is. These are wild speculations. And one thing, the phase-wise, if you had the exit poll been analyzed phase-wise, that will give a different picture. What BJP and its alliance NDA was expecting that in the first phase itself, they will click more than 35 to 40. In fact, after the poll was over on the first phase, BJP was overwhelmed. They are saying that they will be getting 47 out of 47. Now the fact remains, subsequently they have gone down to have their own brainstorming. They landed up somewhere around 25, 26. They have to redo the whole calculations. In the second phase also and then in the third phase also, they are not expecting as they had what they thought. So the entire exit poll, if you see it, it is not telling with their own perception, with their own calculations.
We'll have to wait. This is the exit polls today. More or less, they have given a clear edge to the BJP, closely followed by the Congress and its allies. Let's take a look at the poll of polls. It's an aggregate. It's an average of the entire polls taken together. That is the poll of polls. We have the poll of polls that gives the NDA 72 seats, the Congress-led alliance 53 seats, the AJP plus no seats and others between 1 seats. So the poll of polls clearly suggests that 72 seats for the NDA and 53 seats for the Congress-led Mahajot. So that's a clear nearly 20 seat lead for the BJP-led alliance, whereas the magic figure in the Assam Assembly that comprises 126 members is 64. 64 is the magic figure. That is the poll of polls on your screen, viewers, very clear. All the polls taken together, if we make it into an average, the NDA is getting 72 seats and the Congress-led Mahajot 53 seats. That is the story. That is the story. Let me go to Dr. Prasenjit Biswas, well-known commentator, professor at Nehu, Dr. Prasenjit Biswas. The poll of polls, NDA 72 and Congress 53, almost a 20-seat lead. What would you say?
The methodology of exit poll is based on randomized trials. Therefore, randomized trials can only give us a range. It cannot really fix a number. So therefore, methodologically speaking, I cannot go with such numbers, but I can only understand from the projected numbers that there is a kind of a shift of voters' choice this time. The typical voting blocks have not voted the way they vote normally. There is a mix and a mesh of voters. There is a combination and recombination of a variety of communities, ethnic groups, identities, religious groups, and linguistic groups. And it hasn't really taken a clear polarized shape as the political parties would like it to be. So therefore, it remains still very unpredictable. We can't see that the lead is too much or the shortfall is very much. So it is somewhere between the lead and the shortfall. We cannot really have a fixed number. Therefore, until the ballot is counted, we won't be very sure about who is going to form government this time. There will be a lot of post-poll alliances, realliances and recombinations, which will decide the fate of Assam's election. And most likely it will be a hung, tense situation after the counting. Therefore, I won't go exactly with the exit poll, and the projected numbers leave me somewhat confused, befuddled, and as an analyst, I know that the voting blocks haven't behaved the way the numbers are projected.
Okay, we'll have to wait and watch. We'll also try to connect on the phone line Senior Congress Leader Pradut Bordoloi and Senior Congress Leader Dvijen Sharma. On the phone line, we'll try to connect with them. But let me go now to Professor Jaideep Biswas in Silchar. Professor Jaideep Biswas, the poll of polls, NDA 72, Congress 53. Does it surprise you? Is it on expected lines? What is your assessment?
Try to read the whole. I'll try to read the whole polls in a slightly different manner. Actually, we are concentrating more on the lower range of each prediction. If we just concentrate on the upper range of the prediction, then we'll find that three of the five polls that we are talking on, they will actually show you that even Congress Plus may get back to power. This is the first thing. We have to read it very carefully. In the poll of polls that you have shown, I'm not sure whether the lower range you have taken for averaging or the upper range you have taken for averaging. If you have taken the lower range, then I would say that 70-53, obviously there is a chance of, there is a higher chance of BJP Plus really retaining the power. But if you have taken the middle value and you have got the 70-53, then I would say that there is a chance of Congress also getting back to power. So this is how I read it. And coming to your specific question, whether it does really surprise me, I would say no. It doesn't surprise me because I did not find any real anti-incumbency for the BJP in the elections. The only thing that worked against the BJP was the alliance. And as the numbers suggest, AUDF hasn't made any headway from their last performance in 2016. They are, if we go by the exit polls, then they are all stuck still at 13. So Congress has made a huge gain in these elections, but BJP, as a matter of fact, hasn't done at all worse than what they did. So since there was the clear anti-incumbency working, so I didn't really expect that BJP will do really bad. That's what I can say for the moment.
Right. Dr. Rajdeep Roy, that's a very interesting comment made by Professor Jaideep Biswas. If see, every poll has given a range. For example, the Republic projection says 74 to 84. India Today says 75 to 85. Apart from these two, all the others, today's Chanakya, 61 to 79 for BJP and 47 to 65 for the Congress. ABP C voter, 58 to 71 for the Congress, 53 to 66 for the 58 to 71 for the BJP, 53 to 66 for the Congress. That is ABP C voter. Then if you go into the P mark, 62 to 70 for the BJP and 56 to 64. And if you take the lower range, the fight seems to be very close. It was supposed to have been a very keenly contested fight. So we have to wait till May 2nd. We cannot be gung-ho with the exit poll figures. That is the interpretation.
No, I agree with what statistically, as a student of statistics, if you look at the number and if you stick to the lower range, it is always like that. Because anytime they give you a number, it is always in range. Say, I am a doctor. They will ask me what is the range of normal pulse. The range of normal pulse is 60 to 90. 72 is an average. So every time we calculate keeping all this in mind and all. But I understand the logic behind this is okay. I also said in my first opening remark that I am not in a very celebratory mode and I would not like to jump the gun at this stage. I am very confident, my team is very confident that on 2nd, when the ballot boxes will be opened all across the state in 126, wherever we have put up candidates in 93, we are going to make a rich harvest, and BJP with its allies will come to power. That's what my contention is. I'm not going into too much of a debate, but one thing I would like to ask as an anchor, you are this thing. Do you have any inkling what is the percentage of vote that each group is getting, that NDA is getting this percentage of vote, or UPA is getting this percentage of vote?
Yeah, I'll tell you, Dr. Rajdeep Roy, I'll tell you the percentage. I'll come back in a minute and tell you the percentage. I have the percentage of prediction, the projected percentage. I'll tell you that, but give me a minute. I'm now joined on the phone line by senior Congress leader, Mr. Duzen Sharma. Mr. Duzen Sharma, welcome to the show. The poll of polls, if you take the average of all the polls, we are getting a figure that says the NDA is getting 72 seats and the Congress-led Mahajot is getting 53 seats. Is it on expected lines? Are you happy? What is your first reaction?
No. First of all, I have to say that most of the time this exit poll is not correct. We have seen in many places that it does not come correct. Now I have seen most of the exit polls in TV. I was watching TV for a long time, and I have seen your program also. And I don't agree with the exit poll, what has come right now. I believe that Congress and Mahajot will get 66 to 71 seats, and there is no doubt, and I have firm faith that Congress and Mahajot, headed by Congress party, will form the next government. There is no doubt about it, and I am sure of it. So what the exit polls have said, it is, I don't believe that 100% correct. I don't believe that. And this is my opinion that Mahajot will form government under the leadership of Congress party.
Okay, Duzen Sharma, we'll come back to you once more in this program. If you have the time, you can hold on. Otherwise, we'll come back to you once again in a few minutes. We have senior Assam Congress lead. We have senior BJP leader, convener of NIDA, Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma. Reacting to these initial projections, initial exit polls. Let's listen in to top BJP leader, Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma.
এটা কথাই কম সংখ্যাৰ অংকত মই যাব খোজা নাই অসমৰ ৰাইজে ভাৰতীয় জনতা পাৰ্টি আৰু ইয়াৰ মিত্ৰগোষ্ঠীক নিৰংকুশ সংখ্যাগৰিষ্ঠতাৰে বিজয়ী কৰিব এই বিশ্বাস নিৰ্বাচনত প্ৰথম দিনৰ পৰাই মোৰ আছিল আৰু আজিও মোৰ বিশ্বাস আছে যে এক নিৰংকুশ সংখ্যাগৰিষ্ঠতাৰে এক চমকপ্ৰদ সংখ্যাগৰিষ্ঠতাৰে ভাৰতীয় জনতা পাৰ্টি অসম গণ পৰিষদ আৰু UPPLৰ মিত্ৰগোষ্ঠীয়ে অসমত পুনৰবাৰ চৰকাৰ গঠন কৰিব চক মই অইনবাৰ মই এটাকৈ চিটৰ কথা কৈ দিওঁ এইবাৰ মই ক'ব খোজা নাই কিন্তু মই এটা কথাই কৈছোঁ যে বিজেপি আৰু ইয়াৰ মিত্ৰগোষ্ঠীয়ে নিৰংকুশ সংখ্যাগৰিষ্ঠতা আৰু যোৱাবাৰতকৈ 2-3খন কম বা একেবাৰে ওচৰা ওচৰি এই ধৰণে আমি যামগৈ আৰু এক সন্মানজনক সংখ্যাগৰিষ্ঠতাৰে ভাৰতীয় জনতা পাৰ্টি আৰু ইয়াৰ মিত্ৰ দলে চৰকাৰ গঠন কৰিব মই ভাবোঁ যে UPPLৰ আৰু বিজেপিৰ যি ৰিজাল্ট BTCত হ'ব সেয়া অসমৰ মানুহে আশা নকৰা ৰিজাল্ট এটা দেখিবলৈ পাব অসমৰ মানুহে ভাবিয়ে আছে বহুতে বিশেষকৈ BTCৰ বাহিৰৰ মানুহবিলাকে জনসাধাৰণত বিশেষকৈ ৰাজনীতিৰ লগত জড়িত কিছু ব্যক্তিয়ে ভাবিছে যে তাত প্ৰতিদ্বন্দিতা হৈছে কিন্তু মই এটা কথা জানো যে তাত বিজেপি আৰু UPPL দলে সন্মিলিতভাৱে BTC অঞ্চলতো এক চমকপ্ৰদ সাফল্য লাভ কৰিব
Okay, that's Assam Health and Finance Minister, NIDA convener, senior BJP leader and party's poll strategist, Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma usually has never gone wrong on his election projections, result projections. He is saying that, he's not going to go into the numbers, but what he's saying is that right from day one of his election campaign, he has got a sense that the people of Assam is going to elect or return the BJP to power with a very, very clear majority and very, very honorable majority. That's what Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma is saying at this point in time. Let me go to you. I'll come back to all of our panelists. Come to you, Mr. Netraranjan Chaudhary as well. But let me go to you, Champak Kalita. Champak Kalita, माना जा रहा है कि AIUDF जितना भी projections है उसमें दिखाया जा रहा है कि AIUDF का जो परफॉर्मेंस है पिछली बार से कोई इंप्रूवमेंट उसमें नहीं है
देखिए ये जो एग्जिट पोल के ऊपर हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं ये तो बस 2 तरह के लिए एक खुराक है अल्टीमेटली हम लोग को एग्जिट पोल में जाना ही पड़ेगा और हम लोग को विश्वास है सारा आसाम के लोगों को विश्वास है कि आसाम में चेंज होगा और महागठबंधन का सरकार होगी और AIUDF को कम से कम 16 सीट मिलेगी जो आसाम में हाईएस्ट स्ट्राइक रेट होगा किसी भी दल का
Okay, we'll have to wait and watch. But Mr. Netraranjan Chaudhary, what do you have to say? The alliance sometimes, takes you in the wrong tracks. Alliances not always have been the correct decisions. Do you think, had you not gone for an alliance, do you think the figures would have been different, or do you think this was the best option for you?
Well, I think this is too premature to discuss or do post-mortem at this stage. Definitely let the results come out and definitely we have to see. But yes, nobody can say that in their life or any organizations, all decisions were right or all decisions were wrong. There could be circumstances leading to those decisions. But I think it's not the right time or stage to discuss. But of course, I'm sure any party will definitely do all this analysis once this result is declared.
So I'm coming to Dr. Prasenjit Biswas. I'll go to Swapnanil Barua and of course Dr. Rajdeep Roy. But quickly, let me go to Mr. Amrit Khatoniar of the Assam Jatiya Parishad. Amrit Khatoniar, the AJP had put a lot at stake. AJP right from the beginning had said that they will maintain an equidistance from the two national parties, that is the BJP and the Congress. Do you think that was correct Do you think if you would have sided with the, you are known for your anti-BJP posture, Assam Jatiya Parishad is known for your anti-BJP posture, but now I am asking you, do you think if you had sided with the Mahajot, your figures would have been different, at least going by the exit poll projections?
No, first of all, Wasbir, first of all, let me be very clear in that. Let me be very clear. All the exit polls that has been projected by the various groups are, to me, is a wild speculation only. There is no basis. They have not considered AJP's manifesto. They have not considered AJP's potential upcoming in various districts, number one. Number two, it is surprising, even the poll of polls, it's averaging, it's not a statistics that you can do an average and find out a figure. Now, while calculating an exit poll, it is desired that exactly poll matters are discussed, and how these calculations are being done, it is not clear. So, in 1980 onwards, if you see the exit polls, 48% of the exit polls doesn't tell you the real results. So, in this time also, I am sure that what they are not recognizing us as a prominent player in the election that we will be begging some. But we are confident. Let us wait.
So in short,
point.
Amrit Khatoniyar,
yes.
Amrit Khatoniyar, in short, what you are saying is that the Assam Jatiya Parishad and your alliance partner Rise or Dol will be springing surprises on 2nd of May.
Yes,
is that what
yes,
you are saying?
Yes, very much, yes.
Okay.
Not only this, entire exit poll will be a misnomer on 2nd.
Okay, we'll wait. Yes,
on 2nd,
it is true.
I'll come back to your studio.
Let us be fair. Let us be fair. Let us be fair. Hold your thoughts. Let us be fair. On several occasions, the exit polls have come absolutely wrong, and there were many occasions where exit polls have been bang on. Let's state that. Sapnalil Barua, more or less.
I'd like to make
I'll come back to you.
One more point, just one small point.
Very quickly.
Yeah. So the exit polls, all the exit polls that is being published, they have given a wide variation, 71 to 85. It doesn't make a sense. It's 71 to 72. Yes, okay, fair enough.
We'll wait.
Yeah.
We'll wait for that.
Sapnalil
Barua.
Hold
your thoughts. I have got too many panelists. Amrit Khatoniyar.
Yes.
I have got a very big panel. I have to give scope to everyone to speak. Mr. Sapnalil Barua, most of the exit polls have said that the performance of the BJP perhaps could have been better. It was almost the same performance as you did in 2016 at the height of the Congress's anti-incumbency wave. Do you think that is a point you should note?
Well, yes, definitely. I think, but at the same time, I would not agree fully with you in the sense that we are managing to hold on to the office in around the same level as we had done in spite of 5 years of whatever, although you may say that there is no anti-incumbency, but there is a challenge before a government which has been there for the 5 years. It has been very critical 5 years. It has not been a smooth sailing, especially last year. But even in spite of that, that people have held on to they reposed their fate on the BJP government, have clung to the BJP government and brought it back to power as they had left, or rather you can say that it is a continuity into the next 5 years, and people are looking forward to this development progress which has been set rolling by the BJP government in its first term, especially the combination of Sri Sabananda Sonwalji and Sri Himanta Biswa Sharmaji.
Okay.
So the people have realized that you have to elect a government by a vote, and just mere voting for ideology will not work.
Right.
So even the minority voters, I have noticed, have realized that they, rather than voting for a party which may not guarantee them a government, it is better to side with a party which may hopefully give them a government,
Dr.
or at least
Rajdeep Roy,
continue with the benefits which they have been getting.
Dr. Rajdeep Roy, let me come to a slightly different question. Can you hear me, Dr. Rajdeep Roy?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the question is, I'll have to go for a break. I'll describe elaborately on that after I come back from the break. But the question is, this time the BJP did not project anybody as a chief ministerial candidate, unlike in 2016. This is a fact. Every rally, the Prime Minister and the Union Home Minister came, they have taken two names, Sarbananda Sonowal and Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma. And we have seen Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma campaigning even before the dates were announced. Even before the election dates were announced, he had taken Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma had taken Assam by storm with his padayatras, cycle rallies and huge election rallies. Whether it is the heartland, whether it is the Bodo heartland, whether it is the Bengali heartland of the Barak Valley, he was there all over the place, crisscrossing. Now the question is, Dr. Rajdeep Roy, Rajdeep Roy, I've lost the line to Rajdeep Roy. I'll ask this question when I get back the line to him. But same question more or less goes to you, Dr. Prasenjit Biswas. Now the question is, suppose the BJP wins as expected, who do you think will be a chief ministerial candidate? Because unlike in 2016, when Sarbananda Sonowal has clearly projected the party high command, this time did not project anybody. They have taken two names, Sarbananda Sonowal, Himanta Biswa Sharma. And Himanta Biswa Sharma was the most visible face in these elections, Assam 2021, and I think this is something which not even the opposition can deny. Okay, I'll go for a short break. I'm missing all the lines. I'll go for a short break. Don't go away. I'll come back after this very short break.